Greetings. This year we're celebrating our 5th anniversary, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to recollect and reflect back on what the 5 years have been like in 5 minutes. The Racial Justice Network was registered as a charity in 2016, a huge achievement in itself, but also a daunting one because of the responsibility that came with it. Having become frustrated about how superficial equality and language of diversity had taken away the tools of understanding and challenging the injustice of race, racism and racialism, there was a drive to change that. The first year was work from home, as there was no funds, finding radical trustees who could see the vision and support a growing organization. This was also the year we were involved in undertaking transformational training with Training for Change, taking on national and international platforms as a black-run organization based in the north of England. Notable moments include speaking at Roundhouse in Camden, speaking at Change How in Islington, and the 5 Ways to Disrupt Racism video that has since had over 35 million views, translated to 5 languages and been used as a training tool to this day. So with a dynamic team of trustees and skills, 2017 became a year of digging in and defining who we were and wanted to achieve. So the who, the what, the how and why became rooted in Black radical tradition, seeking racial justice and addressing colonial legacies as foundations. Our values and mission focused on repair, learning and resistance, focusing at least 80% of our efforts on Black and Brown communities, our core work being race and how it intersects with other oppressions and identities. We delivered a 6-month racial justice campaign course to Black and Brown based in the north of England. The course involved pastoral support that would assist individuals achieve changes they sought. For example, with Sisters United, we also delivered national talks and began publishing articles, attracting audiences and influencing and informing on a huge level. Having applied to several funders and not been successful, 2018 saw us begin the refining and laying the groundwork for work we had been undertaking to become projects. It's also the year we began to see the importance of international reach and solidarity with those in the majority world, or what others call the Global South. 2018 is the year we were lucky to co-host former Black Panthers Kathleen Cleaver with Northern Police Monitoring Project in Manchester and Bob Brown in Chapeltown, Leeds. We formed Yorkshire Resist and shared our model with siblings in Glasgow. We were invited to speak at a global conference in Rio, Brazil about our work. We also received a year's fellowship allowing me to focus more on the Racial Justice Network. 2019 gave an opportunity to define the projects, to align well within the objectives, revisiting strategy and what seemed to be working well. There were reinforcement and serious time put in to actualize the emergence of collective conversations, projects, Unlearning Racism course and Stop the Scam campaign. There was effort also to work with committed volunteer activists and organizers who stepped forward. Other training and pastoral support partnerships with other organizations and individuals continue to be offered throughout. Further cementing and tightening of the relationships in siblings in Brazil occurred in that year, as well as the invite to speak at a conference in Nairobi. Nairobi reinforced and reignited our call to efforts on transnationalism. 2020 started on a high, beginning with a trip to Kenya that followed on from the Nairobi University Conference. It involved a week of action in a community, in a high school and at the university. With COVID and the murder of George Floyd, we saw huge numbers of followers, more donations, more attacks, as well as demand for our time and effort. We launched new campaigns, reports, papers, redesigned training, recruited a new team and trustees. We were able to offer donations to over 600 individuals and families in West Yorkshire and offer anti-racist training to over 600 people. Gave over 100 talks, interviews and workshops. 2020 was the busiest we've ever been, but also painful as there was many losses too. For the next 5 years, we plan on staying radical and true to the cause, learning from our forefathers and mothers on whose shoulders we stand on, to decenter whiteness, dismantle coloniality and white supremacy, to to listen and engage with marginalized communities and work intersectionally, as there is no single issues. Thank you for being part of the network. Toast to the next 5. Tuko pamoja.